Frieda Kleiger. I am born March 14, 1921, in Warsaw, Poland. My father's name, Mordechai Lorberbau. My mother's name, Hannah Mandelkerl, before she got married to my father. My father was a young man. He was a yeshiva talmid, a student in yeshiva de Lublin. So he knew a lot of Hasidic life, but not business. In 1921, when I was born, there was already 3 children. I was the 4th child of the 4 children. Home was 100% kosher. Shabbat, father would go to shul. Pesach was a big revolution. Oh, I loved the Pesach dishes. They were the most beautiful kosiyot, cups for wine. Every child has a different cup. And I had the gorgeous cup. I wish I had it today. It was small, maybe 1 schluck of wine, but also with a little ear. And it had a beautiful design from a children's story. And we enjoyed. Slowly, life had to go on. All of a sudden, my mother got sick. And finally, she had to be hospital. Chiste, called Chiste, it was the only Jewish hospital in Ворша. And it didn't take very long, and my mother passed away. This was the first tragedy what I remember in my life. The cries and the screamings and the yammering. I met a girl who told me about a place where children having so much fun. They are dancing and they are speaking Yiddish and they are singing, and it's a lot of fun. Come with me. I went. This was a children's organization from Palestine, small, called Jungbor. I was changed to a happy child, and I got to be very popular. I grew up there. It was great, and I learned over there about Zionism. I learned about Ber Borchov. I learned about Israel, and it came into my life, to my dreams. I was then the happiest person in the whole world. We didn't have a radio, not only we, but most of the people didn't have a radio, didn't have a telephone. But my father would be in a place, in a certain cafeteria, where they were open until the 12 o'clock news. He didn't come home before 12 until he wouldn't hear the latest news. And besides, on Friday night, he was after the meal, he would sit and have 3 newspapers, Hebrew, Yiddish, and also the Polish Jewish paper, Nasz Przegląd. And one day, we sit at the table, and he said, listen what I'm going to tell you. And these are the latest news. A war is going to be here. A war is going to be in whole Europe. And it didn't take too long. A Friday, September 1st, we hear airplanes. The life in ghetto was going on, very hard life. Massive of people got sick of typhus, flag fever, and it cost a lot of victims. You could see dying people on the street, dead people on the street falling from diseases, from hunger, and we survived this period. We found an empty house where people was already taken away in 42. So thousands of people didn't come back to their apartments. They were empty apartments. And at the same time, in this building was a family by the name, I have to talk about them a while, Bander. And Eliezer and Luba Bander had a son, Henrik. And I was in love with Henrik since 16, and he left me and I left him. And he was wonderful. One day, it was already the 1943. On the front of the door of this building was already an announcement. The time came that we have to leave this building. Nobody is allowed to stay in this building. The problem, the big problem was for us, the two young people who are in love. And we have to depart. We were on second floor and they lived on the other side. The mother came up and she came in up to me, telling me that Henrik is crying. He is crying. He wants you to come with us. I said, Mrs. Bander, I tell him, please, that I love him. And if he will survive, we will meet and we will continue being love. But I can't leave my family. My father, my sister Guta with Lutek, her husband was already killed. She came again 3 times to make short. We came together, the 2 families. Where did we go? We didn't know where to go. But we're going together, and this was the minute of happiness of the 2 of us. They had a small factory, and just before the war broke out, they brought a new automatic machine, and Henrik took me to the place to show me. This was the first time to see automatic. He showed me, he took a plain piece of steel, I don't know what is the iron or something else, and he put into the machine, and it came out a ring. I said, how does it happen? It was like miracles. And what we talked about it, if we will survive this war, we will go to Palestine, and I will take 2 machines like this to Palestine. The bunker, so this was the important part, to build a hiding place. So there was enough place for about 30 people. A couple days later, I told Henrik, maybe we should get married. We are together with all the family. So he said, go find a rabbi. If you will find a rabbi, it's no problem. I was a 22-year-old girl, and I went down the street in Kupiecka Street. There were some people selling little something. So I asked them, maybe you know where I could find a rabbi. One person said, you know, if you will go downstairs here and walk, over there is a rabbi. I went. What did I find? A group, a man and a woman, and about 4 or 5 children. And I went over close to him. So he asked me in Yiddish, by Yiddish, what do you want, child? He asked me, what do you want, child, now? So I told them the story, that we love each other and we are already in one apartment with the families and otherwise. So we decide to get married. So he said to me, now, in this condition, So we live in this condition, I told them, Kvoda Rav. So I said, you know what, go and bring the Bucher, the young man. And this was only 2 days before the uprising started. Never happened. And I have him until today in my heart. Our bunker was on fire, so the people who worked so hard to build it up, they had to break the wall, otherwise we will all stopping to breathe. So they break the wall with their same hands what they built, and we are outside. Everybody is outside. Could you imagine? We had to stand up in line. This German took us out to a road, and we met already thousands of people that they discovered in hiding places and wherever, and marching, marching, marching until we came to this train station, screaming, cursing, and they put us up to trains, feed trains. It was such a terrible, terrible, terrible feeling to be in a trap with people going nowhere. Finally was a big stoppage, screamings and dogs, and we hold on to each other. But this was not for too long, because screamings, men stand up in a column separate, mothers and children separate, and women separate. So now the separation started. I was again in a situation that I was running from one column to the other. I was running back to Henek. I was running and hugging my sister in Lutek, and see how Henek makes me signs, that I should smile. Me and the other sister, Sabina, were together, thank God, until then. And we are coming into the field, into the place where a few barracks are waiting for us already. This was barrack 18, number 18. And me and my sister, we didn't divide each one separate, but the two of us together in this narrow place. A few days you hear screaming, 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 arbeiten, to go stand up, to go to work. And we came back and we found there was a little barracks where they put the children and the mothers with the children. So I was very happy to hear the rush, the noise of the children. That means that here is my sister and Lutek, and a big truck is standing already in front of this building, and she walks out with Lutek, and Lutek said to me, he told me, asked me, Auntie, so I will never see you again. I wanted to die together with her, but God didn't want it. Me and two other girls decided to open a post office. And at that time in Bbergen-Belsen were many people lonesome, lost their whole family, lost their wife, lost their children, and everyone wanted to get a little warmth from anybody. And I was like a wailing wall. They could talk to me and cry to me, and I showed understanding. So one afternoon, a Roma came in. He was handsome, very handsome. He wasn't bashful. He didn't take too long, and he right away told me openly, so that he would like to marry me. So I saw his eyes, beautiful eyes, but very sad. And inside me, I decided to bring life to his eyes. This was very important to me, and I did. This is my purpose, to tell the young people that it could happen to everywhere and everybody. So we should know that Jews could be very strong and have a lot of knowledge what to do in case that things like this could happen again.